Hello, coming in, Nicola here. Welcome to a Shadow Alchemy Codex. Just getting set up with a few things. Coming in. And yeah, okay, that looks good. And cool. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I am Nicola of Soul Alignment Sanctuary, and this is the Shadow Alchemy series. And yeah, this came about after I connected in with the energies of the year, specifically through yeah, watching year forecasts on YouTube and connecting in with what's shifting and changing, and then looking at yeah, the different layers of energetics that are happening. And for me, a really pivotal aspect that really stood out to me is this Neptune energy moving out of Pisces and into Aries, and that we are today is happening. And, you know, with my offerings through, I think it was Deep Dive Dark Goddess and Awaken the Witch Within, maybe even the Lion's Gate, there was like a lot of Neptune energy coming in, and so each aspect of what I've been working through and looking at for myself is what I like to bring through for others because I'm not an astrologer. However, the energies that I'm working with and transitioning through with the work that I'm doing with doing the shadow alchemy and all these other offerings that I have in the global light grid activation, and when those are flowing in is what's coming through for me. And then that ripples out because it's my own transformation of what's powerful and potent for me. And there's been a lot of you know, different aspects that have come up over time that are, you know, really powerful and potent. But it also depends what you have in your chart as well in terms of um, closing out cycles. And so, yeah, Capricorn new moon yesterday, and we did the Witchy Talk episode last night with Sophia. And yeah, we're looking at Capricorn. And yeah, I have my moon is in Capricorn, 9 degrees, so it's quite a low, um, low. I'm a baby in that respect with my moon in Capricorn. And so then we were looking at the house that it's in and what degrees that is at. And so, yeah, that was a really interesting conversation. So if you want to head over to the Witchy Talk episode 14, and that was very pivotal because the 14 mirrored the ending of the transit of Neptune through its 14-year cycle of Pisces and now moving into its 14-year cycle in Aries. So there's this big aspect of 14. So yeah, so my Capricorn is, yeah, only 13 degrees in the house that it's in and only 9 degrees of the new moon of the moon that it's in. So not huge shifts for the new moon with me. It's within that it's in the house of purpose. And so, however, um, you know, looking at other aspects, Pisces is 22 degrees and Virgo is 22 degrees. So they are the two aspects that I'm working through the most because they are the highest degree. So I've had the most yeah, the most experience or the most karmic aspects that can be brought through from that. And so looking at that and then looking at this 14-year aspect of Neptune, and so we, yeah, really get to experience Neptune in a few different transitions. through our lives and these, different planetary transits that have their different time frames that we get to experience within our lives. And I had them written down. And so what we're feeling into today is this ignition, this first flame energy, because we are shifting from that double water energy that we've had. We've had Neptune and Pisces being the last sign of the zodiac, and Aries being the first. So we're transitioning not only the aspect of the snake to the horse and the 9 year to the 1 year, but now we're also transitioning Neptune out of that last sign in the zodiac and into into the first, and then Saturn follows not long after in February as well. So this year's a big year for Aries energy. There's a lot of planets in Aries, especially in April. There's going to be 7 planets in Aries. So it's really feeling into like what Aries really represents in this independence, courage, bravery, freedom, and also the fresh starts with that beginning of the year. But we really want to be mindful that we are bringing those lessons through from that Pisces Neptune energy, that double water energy, so that deep, profound looking inwards at our emotional depths and the watery aspects of the collective and creating these beautiful communities and having that really move through with Aries as well, and for each age to influence the next, and it to not be a clear line in the sand, because with this Aries energy, we're feeling this ignition, and this journey is for ourselves, but feeling the aspects of the collective as well, right? So what we want to go into today is this aspect and connection with those suppressed layers that we may still be holding on to. And with this transition, we're tapering off we're still in the year of the snake. And so we're feeling that tail end, and what's still wanting to be shed. And then with this shift and this transition from this double water into water and fire with with that Pisces energy releasing, and Aries coming into Neptune. So that Neptune, that water, and then Aries with the fire. So it's feeling the duality of that, so that yeah, if it's been that double water and it's been like a very emotional time or a very turbulent time, or we're going into those depths with that last 14 years, and if we can really look at that and feel into what those layers are for us, and then bringing that through with the fire. It's that ignition, so there's something in me that knows it's time. This is the time for that forward momentum. This is another flame element. We've got the fire horse, and then we've got Aries as well. So these are both like fast moving action, assertiveness, all flowing through, right? That courage, that bravery, all those aspects that are coming through. And so we want to be being intentional with where we're going with these energies. And so with this contacting these suppressed layers, it's having that courage, without aggression, but that courage and that inquiry to like go within and look for those layers that we're wanting to shift through with this transition in this time. Yeah. So because this is Neptune moving into Aries, it's at 0 degrees. So it's really marking that beginning. Um, yeah, and that 0 degrees is like, how are we starting this? So this is a 14 years, um, yeah, which is, a really decent amount of time, and it's got this warrior energy in it. So it's taking us into 2039. And that's quite abstract, and like there's a lot that can happen in that time. Um, but really feeling into um into projecting into our future self, and everything that we do to support our future self. And that's really come up with me for me recently as well. Um, as I spoke about on Witchy Talk last night, is watching this guy, Chase Hughes, who's a behavioral specialist. And yeah, something he said that really landed with me is like everything that you do in your daily life, you want to be setting up for your future self to make everything easier for your future self. And quite often, what we do in our daily rhythms can be not setting ourselves up well for the future, and not necessarily just in terms of like financially and putting money aside, but just things like being organized, and having a clear schedule, and setting yourself up for the next day with what you want to wear, and having a tidy space and things like this. So then when you get into that next day, and you're in gratitude for yourself, because you've made your life easier, your past self has made your life easier. And so what we're doing is we're aligning these three versions of ourselves: our past self, our present self, and our future self are kind of like all working in coherence, right? And when we are in the present moment, feeling gratitude for our past self for having set ourselves up well, then we radiate gratitude back into the past, and quite often we are usually radiating frustration or annoyance, or yeah, or doubt, or anger and regret and shame, and all these things back into our past. And so it's feeling into how we can be more adaptable in our current situation to make it work. And so I had a session with a channeler a few years ago, and he said, how are you making yourself work better for yourself? In other words, how well do you understand yourself that you can make life work for you, right? And so this is what this whole journey is about. And when we get through to like day 5 and day 6, this is really going to like land these aspects of like, I know myself and my embodied truth, and all these like layers of these aspects are coming through for us. And so this is this journey that we are going on. And so with this releasing, and with having this courage to contact suppressed layers of self. So what we really want to look at is, this is another Chase Hughes aspect bringing through. How often do you live in front of your eyes? Like, I'm out here, I'm paying attention to the world, I'm engaging with people. And how often do you live behind your eyes? I'm worrying, I have no idea what's really happening around me. I'm overthinking, I'm overanalyzing, I've ruminating on past regret, shame, guilt. I'm projecting fear into my future. So how often are we, what percentage of your day are you living behind your eyes versus in front of your eyes? And really encouraging you to drop in and assess that, and do an energetic reading, and then observe yourself during the day, and notice when you are behind your eyes versus present and just and out here, because that's where life is happening out here. And when we can be embodied presence with the life around us, that we don't miss things. We're in step with our own life. We're in tune with what's happening around us. So opportunities land. We yeah, we hear what people are saying around us. We connect in. And we understand more about the dynamics that are happening around us. So just do a little scan of yourself now. And so what we also are feeling into to really balance for these 7 days is the internal aspect of self that is energetically running the show subtly. And the Shadow Alchemy series is this individuation, this Carl Jung aspect of being not just an individual or individualism that Aries talks about, but it's this individuation, like I am whole and I am an individual in myself, but I am outwardly, energetically wanting to connect with other people. Whereas individualism, I think, as Ram Dass said, leads to war because individualism is separation. It's like us and them. So this Aries energy, we really want to be really mindful that this individualism is not causing separation, and that we are mindful that our individualism is individuation. So we're integrating all of the aspects of ourselves, our shadow, our light, our dark. We're collapsing all these timelines around us, which Shadow Alchemy Codex goes into, as we're collapsing all these timelines that are siphoning and draining our energy. And so what we're really doing is being present with our anima energy if you're a man, or if you identify in the masculine, then you have this anima energy, this inner feminine energy. And if you are a woman, identify as having that woman energy. That feminine energy is your dominant outward. Then you have this animus energy within. And so it's what are those how are they operating within you? Are they inflamed? Are they taking over, or are they really subdued? And so within each day, we are building each one of those out into more expansion and regulation. So we're wanting to regulate the nervous system of our inner masculine or our inner feminine. And so with this today, this first flame, this ignition, there's something in me knows it's time. And we're connecting with those suppressed layers. We have courage without aggression to connect into them. And our anima energy, so within the masculine, within the men watching, or if you present as a man, you have this inner anima energy, and it's this feminine energy. And what we're wanting for today is to feel into the awakening of that. We're awakening that because this is the aspect of softening. And quite often that's really shut down within the masculine. So we're awakening that. And so within all of these layers, within the feminine, this animus energy, what we're awakening within that, what we're encouraging to be is presence. So quite often within the feminine, the animus can be overinflated, and within the masculine, the anima can be really suppressed. And so we're wanting to balance these two. And whether you, however you identify, I really encourage us to feel both of them within us, no matter how you identify or how you are. So within myself, I'm going to be connecting into my feminine energy and feeling it awaken even more, and my masculine animus be present. So my feminine is the anima energy. So that's me. I am in the entirety of that, and I am awakening that. And my animus, which is that subconscious, under the surface, deep within, is like feeling into the presence of that. Because this overinflated within the feminine is this which is this feminine aspect, this feminism aspect of I can do everything that a man can do, and this has been a really beautiful movement, and we women are, really those rights of women are coming online more and more and more. But what it actually is, it's overinflating our animus energy, that it's just like outwardly do, rushing woman syndrome, must do, must achieve, da 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 da. And we've kind of like fractured a little bit, not saying generally everyone, but this is an aspect of like a distorted animus, which is like really like taken over the feminine aspect. And so feeling that animus is just present. It's not like must do scanning. What do I need to do next? Like scanning the field for tasks and jobs and what needs to be done next. It's like, no, just be present. So with these energies, we are going to go into a guided journey, and it's the aspect of transition from this double water energy, Neptune in Pisces. Like imagine the planet Neptune with the trident energy of that Poseidon energy, that Neptune energy, sitting in the waters of Pisces with the two fish. So feeling that double water. And then, especially with the Capricorn new moon as well, that Capricorn energy is that transition from the water, with the goat energy, bringing it up and out. So we've got that goat energy coming up and out of the water, and that ram energy, the Aries energy coming up and out, and that fire coming with it. That is Aries. And so we're wanting to feel into this. So I didn't say it at the beginning, but I'm sure you've been taking notes if you're on the path of doing all this work. I'm sure you would have been taking many notes. I've got my little book here that I've got lots of journals, but this one I have in my handbag, and just whenever I hear people speaking or listening to things, or I've attended something, yeah, just like jot things down in here as well as my bigger journal that I use when I'm journaling. But this is my goes everywhere with me if I need to write something down, instead of going in the notes of my phone where it's never to be seen again. It pops in here, and then it can be a little bit like a book of shadows, where I can like pop between. And sometimes it might have like what I've done for the day, or a little bit of gratitude for the day. But then it's got little sayings like this one I've just opened. You either win or you learn. Learn how to fail without making it personal. Yeah, so yeah, so then it will just become a little book where I can flick it open and get some wisdom. And so also encouraging you to feel into what your word of the year might be, and to anchor that word of the year during the 7 days together as well. So what are you wanting to emulate for the whole year? Um, and so for myself, I have actualization. It's just like really actualizing more and more of like what I'm putting out. So Shadow Alchemy series, actualizing this is actually happening, and actualizing, working with more clients to support them in the areas that they need help with, with sleep regulation, or clearing their home, or clearing out aspects of, looping cycles through relationships, or through whatever that might be. And then also supporting more people with my oracle and tarot card readings as well. I will be having tarot workshops start. Tarot talks is going to be in person as well as online. And so if you're in Wellington, New Zealand, Tarot Talks workshops will be held at the Inner City Sanctuary, which is in Wellington CBD, underneath the shop Hipster. Where I do work in the shop as well a few days a week just to support me in connecting with people in person more and more. And then building this space out with the owner, Debbie of Hipster, has been a really beautiful experience and actualizing the Inner City Sanctuary opening. And we have the open day this Sunday as well. And Sunday is our day for Shadow Alchemy series of individuation. So that's quite cool that it's opening on that day there. So yeah, let's go into a journey together. Just going to have another sip of water and a little bit of lip balm if I have one here. And yeah, just getting yourself comfortable. I prefer to be sitting up for journeys because I feel that you are continuing to connect in with your visioning mind. Whereas as soon as your head hits the pillow, yeah, your unconscious or subconscious instantly kind of feels into, okay, we're going to sleep now. But whatever you feel is most supportive for you, if you are remaining sitting up or if you're going to lay down. And so feeling into this transition, taking some deep breaths into your body, down into your belly, through your lungs, feeling that life force energy arriving and swirling around your heart and down into your belly. And this transition of self, of the planetary movements, of all the layers that are supporting a journey in life. Just feeling that deep breath. Each breath feeling a little bit deeper until you feel a rhythm of a supportive, slow breath. And feeling the waters in your body. The waters in your body that are flowing through, hydrating you through your fascia. Mm. The waters in your womb space. And feeling that connection to the ocean. Imagining now an ocean, somewhere you've been before or seen, something that resonates or speaks to your soul. You're standing on the sandy shores of the ocean. I'm feeling into this Piscean energy. We've spent 14 years with this Neptunian energy in Pisces. I even see Neptune hovering over the water. See the two fish in the water swirling underneath it, that Pisces energy. And Neptune with the trident hovering above it or in front of it. And feeling into that theme of the ocean, limitless, boundless, no borders. And that amplification of Neptune and Pisces, amplifying the feeling of no boundaries, boundless energy. And that boundless open borders energy, feeling the flow of connection around the globe, feeling the flow of connection in your life. And feeling how Pisces and Neptune and Pisces has expanded our connections with others. There's 14 years of this globalization. We've really become more connected. And how do we feel more connected in that connection rather than allowing that connection to have us feel isolated and lonely, with this loneliness epidemic that is surging through this connection? And this is where this transit into Aries is so powerful. And stepping into the waters of the ocean that you see in front of you, and feeling that vastness of the water below, the depths of yourself stretching out into the depths of the ocean. Feeling that something in me knows it's time. And with that feeling, something in me knows it's time. Feeling your guides and your team, your grandparent energy, all arriving around you. Support network. And feeling with your feet in the waters on the sand, that you can feel how deep that stretches out in front of you. And feeling yourself expanding out into those depths. And inviting contact with suppressed layers of self, feeling courage surging within you, for those aspects to be revealed. Just noticing what you notice, seeing what you see, feeling what you feel, and feeling you can stretch your consciousness down into the deeper layers, especially if you're on the edge of an ocean in tropical paradise, sandy waters in front of you, stretching out into the depths of the ocean. down and down, deeper and deeper. And feeling yourself being greeted by Neptune. Have that Poseidon energy, that masculine mermaid energy greeting you in the depths of your emotional unconscious. And feeling for that aspect of the animus energy, that presence within that. And feeling within that presence the allowance for new layers of suppression to just bubble up to the surface gently, noticing within these bubbles, maybe as Poseidon swells the trident, this Neptune energy. Feeling that rippling up these bubbles. And within each bubble, you may see different aspects of self that want to be cleared, or people, places, things. Some of the bubbles may be bigger than others. And as these bubbles rise to the surface, feel them just bursting and releasing that energy. It's the anima energy awakens, that beautiful, soft, feminine energy is awakening. And that animus, that internal masculine presence. So the feminine awakens and the masculine is present. And feeling both of them within you, feeling your inner masculine being present with the awakening of your inner feminine. And within that dynamic, having the courage for these suppressed layers to bubble to the surface and be released. And noticing there's one bigger bubble at the bottom of the depths that's ready to be lifted to the surface. I'm feeling you can take that trident in your own hands and dislodge gently, lovingly, in present awareness with these suppressed layers, that bubble, it's big, and sitting at the bottom like a big black pearl. And as it's dislodged and it floats to the surface, the blackness fades and the light, the surface enters and just reveals these layers of understanding self, layers of getting to know yourself and how things ended up being the way they were, noticing your patterns, understanding your patterns. And as that final bubble bursts through the top of the ocean, feeling your consciousness present with the surface of the ocean now. And that bubble is Neptune. And feeling the fullness of that. Drawing your attention to the shore, walking along the edge of the ocean now, and feeling the energies shifting, feeling a release. That Pisces energy is releasing. It's feeling that 14 years of being present with Neptune and the watery depths of that double water energy. Just feeling that releasing. And as you walk along the beach and look back down to the ocean, feeling a shift in energy, feeling the presence of the sun above you, the sun illuminating the space, this fire in the sky. The warmth of the sun on your skin. And feeling this encompassing you, the entirety of you, the individual of you, this spark of creation energy that you are. And feeling the sun warming the layers of suppressed bubbles that have floated up to the surface. And the sun is completely illuminating, and feeling that courage to look at those layers. This ignition of this first flame, this awakening, being present within the awakening. And feeling that first breath, that sun warming you deeply. Feeling that Neptune energy and that sun, that fire energy, that spark of life that's arising to assert ourselves, to feel assertiveness within. Feeling that shift, that Capricorn energy, that tail of the sea goat coming out of that water, that Pisces oceany energy. The sea goat comes up and out, Capricorn new moon energy. We have the goat energy, bringing that deep awareness that we've experienced of ourself and bringing that through into the Aries energy that is being ignited for this next 14-year period, marking individuation, marking courage, expanding into yourself, what makes you different. And feeling that sovereignty of yourself and the wholeness of yourself, of that awakened presence, and feeling within your masculine energy, if you're a man, that anima energy awakening, your inner feminine awakening, softening. And if you're a woman, identifying within those energies, feeling that animus energy presence, just being still, your inner masculine present. Just being with both of those, awakened presence. And so feeling the merging, we don't want to completely separate from all these Pisces lessons that we've learnt of expanding into globalization and connection and seamless access to each other through global connections. Now we want to feel resourced within ourselves. And so breathing into that resourcing of self. And that sun energy, that fire, that ignition, that spark. And these suppressed layers that came up with these bubbles, and that last bubble that enveloped Neptune. Feeling the sun radiate onto that bubble. Got Neptune energy of that deep awareness and transformation, of emotional strength and courage, with the flame of Aries, that determination, that focus. And feeling this transition that's starting to happen. Releasing that Pisces energy over the next few days. And now this Aries energy over the years leading through to 2039. This Aries energy will then merge into Taurus, and Aries will fluctuate with Neptune in and out. Feeling this grounded aspects that are going to come through. Feeling that ignition of our intuition. Feeling that compassion expression. That ignition of the warrior energy with this transition over these next 7 days. And we want to embody the compassionate warrior. The Aries energy is this warrior energy, this compassion that's flooding through from this Pisces era. Individuated, compassionate warrior energy. To know yourself, to be anchored in your inner authority, Feel this passionate fire energy within. So in these next few days, these aspects that are suppressed layers that have come up, continue to work through those if they need it. However, bringing them up to the surface may have felt layers dissolving. But we know with the year of the snake tapering out through to the 16th of February, we're feeling these suppressed layers that are coming up. And then feeling the aspect of what percentage of my day am I living in front of my eyes versus behind my eyes. And those suppressed layers will release aspects of living behind my eyes. So what ruminating thoughts are connected to those layers? What patterns are connected to those layers that need to shift, that you want to shift? And feeling that sovereignty. And this reclamation. Feeling this reclamation energy welling up in you. And just bringing your soft awareness into your breath, feeling that breath full of courage, strength, awakened presence, feeling your anima and animus energies, that first flame within you, that spark of life force energy, shifting, releasing. Feeling that balance. And feeling this is a plugging into our life force energy. Feeling yourself arriving back into your space, your awareness of what's happening around you, sounds around you. Just journaling down what were in those bubbles that were released from the depths. What did you see? What did you let go of? And feeling the expansion of this Neptune energy through with Aries. And this exploration of these new dimensions of reality. And I'd like to leave you with this feeling. To connect into yourself and feeling that opening, those aspects of yourself, your thought processes to higher dimensions of capacity. You have the capacity to understand deeper layers of yourself in your pattern recognition and have discernment to understand all the different layers of reality and connectivity that are happening within your realm of existence. And so this is expanding into bold action throughout the week together. Breathing that Aries energy, pride, that pride energy of your own DNA, what makes you you. Yeah. Mm. And as we flow, remembering that Neptune energy, that water energy of Neptune is still there within the alignment with Aries. And we're bringing that those aspects across. So we're co-creating so feeling those explorations within your own unconscious, continuing to journal. And what that reclaiming energy is for you. And as we explore into the coming days, we'll expand on these Aries energies as we're moving into the fullness of that on the 26th of January. So these days leading up are building, feeling that transition. All right, I will complete this and leave this here for you all, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you for joining me, and drop in the comments anything that came up. Yeah, any visions that arrived for you, aha moments. Please engage with this post, and please like and subscribe so I can continue to do what I love. And I will see you tomorrow for day 2, this initiation of the will for tomorrow. All right, see you then.